Reilly EZY Bake Oven sits down for a long overdue chat. We discuss his PCR 10 appearance, growing up in Gero, performing at the Sydney Opera House, and his journey around mental health. Special thanks to Edge to Edge Gardening and Maintenance, major sponsor of EZY Bake. And as always, Gerbsmack Sports Mouthguards, MVP Real Estate, FMR Building and Construction, Studio 22, Counterbalance Fitness, and Brightside Live, all major sponsors of the 13th Perth Corporate Rumble. Just before you were coming in here, I was looking at you. Oh, look at that. That hair is quite good there.
Yeah, it was a good haircut before.
I will talk about EZY Bakes. That's an excellent nickname, by the way. I love it. It's one of my favourites. I noticed this, right? What is going on with this bloody mic? I noticed you knock out your mates on the way out. No one else has seen it. I've mentioned it a few times. So look, on the left, I think, wasn't it? Yep, there. And another one.
Yeah, I came up with that literally on the day, a couple hours before.
Yeah. Let's get a bit of volume on you there, mate.
Trying to think about the walkout. I was like, both my housemates are in the crowd.
It's a bit daunting.
Yeah, I was like to them, what if I walk past, pretend to knock both you out, and then point to Dan and do
because then you did that. Oh, you did too. There it is.
Kind of 1, 2, you're next.
It's the first time I've ever seen two people who really know each other fight each other. I mean, you got Mason and Joshy Pryor fighting each other this time around, but you guys were housemates.
Yeah.
This is PCR 10.
Yeah, so what was that? 2 years ago?
Yeah. What did you think when you were facing Dan? Doomsday.
When we, because
let's just talk shit about Dan.
Talk shit about him for a couple hours. When we both because we both applied for PCR at the same time, didn't really think that both of us would get in, and then we were sitting at home, both got the email. We're like, this is cool, we get to kind of do it together. On the first day, we kind of spoke to Glenn and Nigel, preferably would prefer not to fight each other.
Yeah, understandable.
And then Glenn messaged us in week 3 or something. It was like, you guys are the only real matchup. What do you want to do? You can either fight each other or someone sits out.
Drops out.
And we were sitting watching TV at the time. Just kind of looked at each other neither of us wants to drop out. Let's do it.
They did. I was there during that conversation, and they tried every possible, and I can be honest, they tried every possible option so you guys didn't have to fight yourself, but it always resulted in an unfair fight for someone, whether it be one of you two or your opponent.
Yeah, because I think at our weight as well, it's hard to do the matchups because not too many people around at that lighter weight class.
They were a very big. I do remember PCR 10. It was quite a tall. All the boys were really big.
Yeah. So we didn't want to do it at the start, but kind of worked out all right.
But you had the option of moving it to the next one.
Yeah, I think we were both in a couple of weeks in at that point. It was cool to do it together as mates. So we're both neither of us wants to drop out now. Might as well fight each other. Still fun and games in the end.
I did talk about this fight to I can't remember who it was now. So many you come through, and I say that every PCR there's one fighter that produces something that I just didn't expect. Last time it was a lady by the name of Liv Druitt. I thought Liv was, I didn't know what was going to happen, and she produced it. And at PCR 10 it was you. Yeah. I thought, and that's why I don't do any of the matchups, or I have nothing to do with that. I thought that the difference between you and Dan, I thought Dan was going to win quite easy, and I thought I'm just being honest. And then you came out and you produced the goods. Some say that it should have gone the other way. I'm not saying. I have to say, no matter what the result, I'm in agreement with the judges. But what happened? Even Nigel and Glenn said it about you. They said, where did this come from?
I to be honest, surprised myself. Going into that, I think a lot of people kind of spoke to me going like, oh, like, and this Dan's got those pipes on him.
Oh, Dan, with his just because he's bloody surprised he had a shirt on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he asked Nigel if he could
fight without a shirt on. He's a good guy as well. Yeah. I do like him. I know I give him a hard time, but no, I do like the man.
And I think a few people have said like, "Oh, how are you feeling about the matchup?" And I was like, I back myself in, and I kind of like walking into the ring when it became like real. Like, you're about to get in the ring with someone. They're trying to punch you. You have two options. You either don't get in the ring or you got to punch back. I don't know. Something just kind of like
takes over.
Yeah, noise just like zoned out from the room. Was in the ring. I'd like been thinking about the fight the whole week before, and I had this like idea in my head of what I wanted to do. At the start of the fight, kind of thought Dan would come out like firing.
So did I.
I'm gonna like slip back, slip down, roll under, and hit him with a big uppercut. And then
what did you do at the start? We got it right here.
Bell rings and I throw a triple jab.
Straight off the bat. Let's watch this. I got to watch this now. Oh, jeez, come on. Oh, look how calm you are there. You are just ready to go. You were the aggressor early days.
Yeah.
He is on the back foot.
Yeah,
I do that. You were rolling with those punches well.
Yeah, I don't know where that head movement came from either. there was one part, I think it's in the second round, Dan kept throwing these big like hooks, and I like slipped under into this like pivot step and hit him with a big right hand. And after the fight, Mongy was saying like, oh, Glenn turned around and was like, did you teach him that? Did you teach that? And Chiari and Mongy were like, no. And after the fight, I was like, I don't know where I got that from.
Where it came from?
Came from somewhere.
It must be. What is it like walking down that runway? Because you don't seem to be the type of guy to be wants to be center of attention either.
Yeah, that was probably, to be honest, the worst part of the fight for me. Normally keep it pretty low key. Don't like try to draw too much attention to myself.
No, you're pretty quiet at training.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see your name on that list as well. I saw the list in probably about Christmas.
Yeah.
And I went there and just seeing if there's any of the returning fighter. There's 5 of you. And I just went, oh, EZY Bakes is back. Yeah. He wants that belt.
It's been in the back of my mind since it, but I want to come back.
Yeah.
Get a belt. Don't want to leave this time without one.
You got a big job ahead of you with Angus.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fight.
I think it'll be very good. I think people underestimate your ability, to be honest. I know I did. No, but you look very comfortable at training.
Yeah, I think like the second time around, I had definitely a bit of an advantage kind of knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I think it's just also like ring time. Like once you get punched in the face in an actual fight, then you go sparring in the gym. I guess you can kind of focus on a few other things and just like, oh my God, I just got punched in the face. Which I think the first time around it was that real like shock, like never actually been fighting people before.
Did it hurt?
It doesn't. I don't think I've ever been like punched and been like, oh my God, that really hurts. But definitely been punched and feel like your brain's rattling around a bit. But no, I don't think many people say like it hurts too much unless you cut one like right on the end of the nose or something.
Yeah.
But
I think people assume that it's going to really hurt. And once they do cut one, especially with the headgear on, and then they go, it didn't actually hurt that much. And staying allows you to stay composed.
Yeah, definitely. Unless you... One thing I do find coming up against the heavyweights in training, though, that's it. That's a different story. Getting like...
They hit.
Yeah, a couple like stiff jab from someone who's 40 kilos heavier than you.
Yeah.
Definitely feel that the next day, but...
I was going to say, there is that much of a weight difference. Let's have a look here. Go back to the weights. So, what are you sitting at? You weighed in at 65 when we first started. What would you be weighing in at? About the same?
About the same.
About the same.
Yeah.
So, you have guys that are... Oh, Jesus. Well, Jared Chamberlain. What's he got on you? He's only got 60 kilos. He's pretty much double your weight.
That was what I was thinking of the other day at training. And
he's not even the heaviest.
Yeah, he caught me with a good one.
Nicky Carter. Jesus. He's like 73 kilos heavier than you.
Yeah. Literally double.
He's lost a lot of weight though. He looks in good form, Nicky. It's going to be a good fight there.
Yeah. Yeah, the transformation you kind of go through, like body-wise, is insane during those 8 weeks.
And no one likes to stand next to their cardboard cutouts, because the cardboard cutouts, obviously they're done early, and a lot of people lose a lot of weight. Like Jared, Kane Beck, I saw him the other day. I think he's lost about 17.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. And he's a big guy, but that's, I don't know, that's 15, 16% of his whole body weight. It's a massive cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's comfortable. He's moving very well.
Yeah, I think that definitely helps out as well when you start feeling lighter and your cardio gets up. You start feeling like you're moving around the ring a bit more.
Way better.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about losing any?
Like losing
any weight? You don't really need to, do you?
Yeah. I think I struggle with eating food, getting enough food in to actually put on weight.
That's a terrible problem to have, mate. 99% of us have to watch what we eat.
Yeah.
April brought Danishes and everything in this morning. I swore I wouldn't eat them, but I've already had one. Thanks. So, because your opponents, obviously, they were limited. As I said before, I thought you were probably going to get Josh Parmenter and possibly Wesley White, because they were both close to your weight group there.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the two, like, in the first couple of weeks. I was like, I think we're about similar weights, so...
And there was never a doubt you were going back on blue team, was there?
No.
No one's ever changed teams. I'm sure no one ever would.
Nah. I think Nigel might have mentioned someone did, like, in the real, like, first couple, maybe.
I know in this one there were still changes, like the couple of days before your actual matchups.
Yeah.
There were still changes being made there. I think about 4 people switched teams. After I did all the artwork for them. Thanks.
Just got to change the colour, right?
Oh, no.
Change the photo, change everything.
I did. There was one fighter, I'm not going to say who it was, but his name may rhyme with, it's Adam Shuib. I'll just say it. He is in blue, and his blue he left his blue shirt untucked, and he looked really untidy.
Yeah.
And I just went, I can't do this. This looks too bad. And then he said, I wish I would have tucked my shirt in. So I changed his red to a blue. You can't see it. It was flawless photoshopping in there.
That'd be a task.
Sorry?
That'd be a task in Photoshop.
Yeah, it was hard. I've done it before because from last year, Kata from last year he just went, yeah, I'm going to be in red team. So didn't even bother putting the blue on. So, and then he got chosen, yeah, classic. Or the other way around. I don't know. Whichever way it was, it didn't really... It was a tough gig, but yeah, I got through it. Let's have a look at some of your stuff here. I want to know about the EZY Bakes that no one else knows about. EZY Bake, EZY Bake Oven. Do people know what an EZY Bake Oven is? Because it is like a 90s kind of thing. They're dangerous as hell, by the way.
Yeah.
Surely they couldn't be legal to sell those things anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. But
you know what they are, don't you?
Yeah.
You used to be able to bake biscuits in them. I used to plug them into the wall, 240 volts.
I ever thought that was a good idea for kids to
so it was just, for people who don't know, EZY Bake Ovens were little, they were meant for young girls, and they looked like a real small microwave, but they had like an electric, like a heating element in them. So you made biscuits or something, you actually cooked them in there.
Yeah, right.
It's like a 6-year-old using an oven. Yeah, that's not safe.
Not a great idea.
Anyway, EZY Bake, it is an awesome nickname. It is one of my favourites. All right, so you grew up in Gero.
Yep.
Tell me about Gero. Whereabouts in Gero? Is it called Rangeway? Is that part of Gero?
That's part of Gero.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's a fine area. It can be a little bit of a rough area in some parts.
That's the only place in Gero I actually know. So
yeah, I grew up on the other side of town.
Fancy side? The fancy side of Jero.
I don't know if there's any fancy side of Jero, but it's a good town. It was like a nice town to grow up in, coastal town.
It's a lot bigger now than it used to be.
Yeah. It was great for me because you're like 10 minutes away from anything. So sports, you can do every single sport. I don't know whether I would have liked growing up in Perth.
No traffic.
Driving like 40 minutes between places.
Oh,
yeah.
imagine. And the traffic.
Yeah.
The traffic just gets me in Perth. Yep.
Yeah, so, grew up in Gerald. The whole family's moved to Perth now.
How come they moved?
So I'm one of 3 kids.
Yep.
We all came down to Perth for uni. So mum and dad kind of followed a couple of years afterwards. Just like 4.5 hour drive.
It's not too bad, is it? Is it less bad now? Because since I've got this, it's called the Indian Ocean Road. What's that? What's the road called?
Yeah, it's Indian Ocean.
That's what it's called. We should know this.
Yeah, I should.
You probably yeah.
I don't know the name of the road.
The big road that runs up the coast there. Yeah.
That's about 4.5.
Okay.
So you can do it in a weekend, but you're not doing it too often.
No.
It's a boring drive.
Yeah, I've done it once, and from what I do remember, it was not enjoyable at all.
Yeah. So mum and dad came down to Perth.
Just to be near you guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
You had no intentions of going back there to live?
No, I think my career is more corporate life. There's not too much of that in Geraldton.
What did you study?
Finance and accounting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's like not too much of that in Geraldton other than like small businesses. So my career, where I want to take it, is all in Perth. So for the foreseeable future, stay in Perth.
Can you travel with it? Other big cities?
Recently, in the last 2 years, been to Houston in the US twice. Cool experience going for work. Got to fly business class. Don't think I'll ever do that.
Oh, you gotta love the junket.
On my own money.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a few opportunities to go and travel around. There's not. I mean, Houston. It was cool to go to the US, but there's not a whole lot in Houston. To be honest.
No, someone said Houston. No, I went to Dallas. It's so spread out. Unless you got a car, you're in trouble there.
Yeah,
It's got a big pickup.
Yeah.
A big gas guzzler thing.
Yeah. Oh, the cars over there are huge. Yeah.
And petrol's not that cheap over there. How the hell do they afford to run these cars?
I don't know, but they all drive them.
There's big pickups. Must be cheaper to buy the actual cars.
Yeah.
So what do you actually do in the finance area, in the finance field?
So I'm actually moving roles at the moment, but I've been in group reporting, so doing all the like internal board analysis, preparing like the financial statements that go out to the market, the quarterly reports, and basically monthly board reports for like the executive team.
Do you enjoy it?
Aspects of it, yeah. It can be quite like interesting doing the analysis side of it, but it can be a lot of hours in like that reporting space. But it is good for career like growth. You really like just get exposed to so many areas of the business.
You get to know every single part of a business. So if you ever did go out on your own in a business, you'd be way ahead of virtually anyone else. Yeah,
it sets you up pretty well. So it was definitely just planned to kind of grind it out for a couple of years, and now moving into a different role, kind of follow interest a bit more. And
what's your new role? Or is it all still hush-hush?
So I'll be doing like a business partner role for, I work in oil and gas for our global liquids and portfolio. So still trying to figure out what that actually involves.
What that means? With businesses like this, just tell me, or with that whole industry, people talk about jobs they have and roles they have, and I have no idea what any of them mean. Do you guys understand what the role means?
I thought I did until the last 3 weeks when I've been moving roles and learning about my new role, going, I had no idea what the business partners were doing. So like, I think you have like a general general understanding, but then when you actually start learning about what they do, you're like, oh, I actually had no idea what you did. I think like everything becomes a lot more complex than you realise, and there's just so many moving parts that you just don't see from the outside.
Oh, it's like any business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to sit back and criticise, but when you see what someone's got to go through Monday to Friday, you go, oh, this person's just here cashing their checks and going home.
Yeah.
You go, you have no... It's like the PCR. People think, oh, yeah, you just guys, Nigel and Glenn, just go to training, go home and rock up on the day. It's a nightmare what goes on behind the scenes.
I could imagine there'd be so much organisation.
It is.
Yeah.
And when you throw some strong personalities and a bit of emotion and a bit of lack of sleep in there, I've only just had the artwork and all that stuff to get knocked off, and even that in itself is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't envy trying to also then organise, 30 odd different people, even just the fighters.
Just organise them. I think that matchup would be the hardest thing that any of us have to do.
Yeah, I don't envy that job,
because there's a reputation, there's a duty of care. Nigel's obviously got to answer to the commission if anything. Nigel and Glenn, but got to answer to the commission if anything goes bad. That matchup is daunting, and that's why I'm not that they ever asked my opinion, because I would not be helpful at all. But that, to me, that's the hardest thing that anyone's got to do, is that matchup. And I'm glad no one's called me this year. This is the first time no one's messaged me complaining about their opponent, which is good. I know there's some people that are worried.
Yeah. I guess it's like a bit of a difference between like worried and going like, oh my God, this is an unfair matchup. I'm going to get demolished.
Anyone can win. You know that better than anyone, EZY BAKE. You were that close. That close. I wanted to draw so bad.
It would have been interesting, a draw. I know people probably would have thought it was rigged or something, though, if we get a draw.
No, it was that. It was pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it back a couple of days ago. It was a close fight.
Very close.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to be close. I didn't think you'd last one round or anything, but I just thought because of maybe I just look at it different now. But I guess when you're judging books by their covers there, and I just thought he is. I'm just going to give him shit. Here's Doomsday here, who doesn't have a shirt on. I don't think he owns a shirt with sleeves on. Do you still live with him, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll get into him. Does he have any sleeves on any of his shirts, or is he just like walking around jack the whole time?
Yeah, I think he takes the scissors to the shop, cuts them off there.
He tries them on, just mows it. Oh, good on you, Daniel. You're still living together. What was the bet you guys had? Dishes or something?
Yeah, it was.
Still brings it up, doesn't he?
Yeah. It was whoever won would do the other person's dishes for a month.
Only a month? Oh, piece of cake.
Oh, we don't have a dishwasher in our house, so dishes for 4 boys is not fun.
So you guys still live together, the 4 of you?
Yeah.
That's great. Have you got a partner?
No. Not at the moment.
Other 3 boys?
Other 3 boys do.
Okay.
So it can be a bit of a car yard at sometimes.
Oh, I can imagine.
But
just out the back. What's your lawn like? Because your sponsor, what a segue into your sponsor, mate. What a segue. Your sponsor is Edge to Edge.
Yeah.
Tell me who there's someone in there. I was trying to work out which one of the, what am I going to call you? What's the, what street do you live on?
Chetwynd Way.
Chetwynd Way.
Yeah.
Chetwynd Way. Well, how do I know that? Anyway.
I think we had it in our before fight call out.
I think so. The Chetwynd Way boys.
Yeah.
Who in the Chetwynd Way posse or ensemble, as I like to call them? That's a musical term there. Nice. See, look at the tie-ins today. I am sleep deprived, producing gold. Who there? One of your mates, Edge to Edge?
My brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Edge to Edge. Is it gardening?
Gardening and maintenance.
Okay. What do you think of my lawn out the front? I cut it a bit short. Did you see?
I thought it was pretty good.
It does look good, but it looked better about 3 days ago. I've got a rotary. I know how bad. I got a rotary mower, and I knocked the little, the setting of the height.
Yeah.
And I just chewed some of the lawn. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, in too late at that point.
So, it's committed. Yeah, when it nearly stops the blade, you've gone down too late. The only reason I have it like that is because I know it annoys the hell out of my neighbour, and I get so much satisfaction out of that. That's the only reason I do it. Put in so much work, just knowing that once a week he'll come out and look at it and just in disgust.
Yeah.
So it's all worth it. So petty.
We have the neighbour across the road from us. His garden is impeccable.
Yeah.
And we'll be leaving for work in the morning, and he'll be standing out the front looking at his.
Just admiring it.
Yeah. I mean, when it looks as good as it does, I don't blame him. But it can be funny, how attached some people get to their gardens.
What's your lawn look like?
Not great at the moment, to be honest.
Due to the car yard out the front?
Yeah, so trying to fit 4 cars at the house, always parking on the lawn isn't great for it. But we're trying to...
Just dumping oil, just dumping crap on the lawn, yeah.
Yeah, but we're trying to fix it up at the moment. It's covered in topsoil at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I suppose having someone... Oh, sorry, no, your sponsor doesn't live with you. It's your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about Edge to Edge. I was going to say, for something in the back of my head, I thought one of your housemates was the one that had the business. And it's you go to a plumber's house and all the pipes in the house are just shot.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I thought maybe that was it. So your sponsor, so this is your sister's husband?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you say, I'm doing PCR again. I need to taste that sweet pleather belt.
Yeah. They both came to the first one. And I was just talking to him, going I had someone else that was going to sponsor me, but kind of fell through late. And I was talking to him, and
you had a different sponsor. I don't have to name the sponsor.
Yeah,
but you did. I remember. And listen, things happen in business. I completely understand. But I remember doing because yours was one of the first, and I thought you had a different sponsor, and then Edge to Edge turned around.
Yeah. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and I was like, I need a sponsor. And he was kind of what about me? And I was like, yeah, that would be perfect, to be honest.
And he gave me a high-quality logo as well.
Yeah.
Do you know how much easier that makes my job?
Because I messaged him, I was like, Brad wants this file format.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll give you access to this Dropbox. And he must have got it for some of his marketing stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If anyone's got a website or anything like that, they'll have it in the format I need. It's only so you can make it bigger and it doesn't pixelate.
Yeah.
There is one person in your... yes, he's in your team. I wasn't going to name him, but his last name... Let's just call him Jay McCabe, okay? I'm not going to say exactly who it is, but he gave... And listen, he ended up finding a good one, but he gave me something about the size of a postage stamp, and I made it bigger, and it was this blur. I couldn't even work out what it was, but he actually sent numerous emails to get it sorted for me, so I do appreciate that. That guy's a bit of a I think he's got a bit of EZY Bakes about him because he's quiet. He came in a little bit later.
Yeah.
And he's just getting to it, but I mean he's up against Nicky Carter, who that man is all heart, but I think Jamie's also, that's going to be good. I
think that'll be a real good fight. Jamie's a great bloke. Been sparring against him, and he just doesn't stop.
No.
So I think it'll be a good matchup. But I do agree. I reckon he could be a bit of a dark horse on the night. I
think so. I think this one's going to come down to the coaches. I reckon if sorry, man, it's in the way there. I think up to Glenn and Nige, whoever can put the biggest fire in either Nicky or Jamie McCabe is going to walk away with that one.
Yeah.
They're so close. All the fights are so close.
The matchups this year, I think they've done a great job because most of them I look at, I'm I actually don't know who I would back in here other than obviously Josh against Mason.
Oh, Mason's going to get it done. I feel sorry for Josh. Hey,
I feel sorry for Mason.
I've already called ahead. to Royal Perth Hospital, and I've got the live stream on the bed for Josh when he comes in on the ambulance, just so he can watch the after party.
Mason was there a couple of weeks ago. They just kept his bed warm for him.
Oh, there's so many good fights. I think it really is. You notice how close it is this year, because every other year people have just been going, oh yeah, 15-0. You know, it's all a joke, and everyone. But this year, everyone's like, I don't know who's going to win this fight.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will know these ones until the day of. I don't think there's any like big, like real ones where you'd be like, oh, I think this person's going to win.
But you still don't know what's going to happen, because
it's one punch sport, right? Anyone can win.
It can change the narrative of the fight, one punch.
Yeah. And
not everyone has been in the situation where they'll get hit, and like if you get hit by someone in training and it hurts you, they stop.
Yeah.
Whereas they're not going to stop.
Yeah.
You're going to keep coming.
You can't turn around. You can't pull away. You got to keep going.
You just got to put the head down.
Yeah. I think as well. Underestimating how exhausted you actually get after that first round. Oh my god, that was like the longest 6 minutes of my life. That first fight, I don't think I've ever been like so exhausted or like gassed after exercising till that fight.
That last one, I tell you what, I think was very helpful to any of the fighters was last Friday we went to Metros to see Thunderdome. We saw Will Cleggett fight.
Yeah.
Now I think a lot of the fighters have sparred with Will. And Will did 8 or 9 rounds with him and was still, barely breathing. And then they saw Will in round 4. And personally, I think Will won that fight. I don't know if you've seen it, but
no.
I believe. I think it was very close, but I gave it to Will. But people go, this is the same guy that we've been sparring with, who held it down for 8 rounds, no worries, and now he's 4 rounds in, and both of those fighters were absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
Describe round 3 for me. Describe it. Well, have I still got the EZY BAKE video up? I have there. Let's go. Where are you? Round 3. Oh, look at that. That was criminal. You got robbed. Oh no, that's the end. Where are we? Round 3.
Round 3.
Here we go. Yeah. Come in round 3. Touch gloves. Tell me what you're feeling right here. Oh, I could punch Daniel down the face, I'll be honest. I'm only joking, Daniel. Don't take swings at me at the night. You're still looking fresh.
I was not feeling fresh. I remember I think like the first 10 seconds after you've had that like minute break, you're like, oh, I feel okay. And as soon as you start throwing punches again, you just...
Gas straight away. You were coming forward like way more than I thought you would. Like normally I thought, oh, that was a nice little ride there. How you go watching this back?
It's weird. It's weird watching yourself.
What's it like fighting one of your mates?
I think like I spoke to a fair few people about this like before and after. Everyone going like, oh, I can't believe you fought one of your close mates. Like, are you guys still fine or friends afterwards? I think everyone kind of thinks that it's, because it's a fight, there's like malice behind it or anything.
Yeah.
But I think for me anyway, when I kind of got in that ring, it wasn't really my mate on the other end. It was someone who's going to punch me if I don't punch them.
So you were able to make that switch?
Yeah. I think like me and Dan kind of had a chat beforehand going, I don't think either of us...
Put all the money on Dan. Let's go to the bookies and I'll throw this out.
We'll both go on a holiday afterwards. I think like we both would have felt kind of average afterwards if one of us hadn't put everything into it. Like as much as you're backing yourself in, it's still one of your best mates on the other side. So it's like one of those, you want them to succeed, but at the same time, for them to succeed, you have to... I don't want to say fail because I don't think anyone who kind of steps in that ring in the night fails. Not at all. So, yeah, it's like you both want to succeed. You both want to get as much as you can out of it. And it's just, making that distinction that even though your close mates, I'm still going to punch you as hard as I can.
It's something. I think I'd find it hard to fight anyone. Like anyone that I've met through, and you guys obviously spent a lot of time together in the first 4 weeks, getting to know everyone, and now obviously in the blue team, you're not going to be fighting any of them. But I think I'd still find it hard. I don't know why. I think I'd have to just switch off the person. Like I'd have to actually start to dislike the person, manifest something they did in my head.
Get angry at them.
Yeah, I think I'd have to. I think I'd just have to, like. But then the ability to change back afterwards, because if someone's done something enough that I've actually had to fight the person, and then afterwards, if I've lost, I'd still be bitter.
Yeah. Like round 4. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, I want to talk to you out in the car park, and let's go. So what number? Because you're late fighting again, aren't you?
Yeah, I think third last.
Third last.
Yeah.
I can't remember the number.
What is it? Yep.
11 or 12? Or 13?
13.
Hang on,
13.
I have actually got it here.
Yeah, because it was 15 fights.
Where are you? EZY BAKE? Where are you? There we go. Oh, you are 13. How do you feel about that late?
I wasn't expecting it to be that late, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think we were like middle last time.
You were fight... was it fight 9? Yeah, fight 9. Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting it to be that late. And then when I saw like Glenn sent out the list to us, so oh my god, that's late in the night.
But it's I know what you mean. It's late in the event, but it's not late in the night.
Yeah.
Like people think, okay, it shuts down at 12. That means fight 15 is at like 11:45. It's not. Like fight 15 is at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be looking at about 8:30 for your fight. Oh no, probably a bit later than that. Probably about I think 9 o'clock.
I think it was close to 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong there. There'll be a list. Glenn will send something out, or the guys will send something out to tell you what time you got to be there, what time you got to be ready to be in the ring. Did you stay there last time?
Yeah, I did.
How'd you find that? Convenient?
Yeah.
Oh, so convenient.
I think it was because I like suited up before the fight, and then kind of just went about my business, and then got changed a little bit before the fight. So it was good to actually have a room there to be able to pop up, get changed, come back down. So probably do similar again.
How was that trip back up to the room? It must have been like after, say, fight 4 or something, it must have been a very quiet and yet daunting walk.
Yeah, I tried to just kind of like enjoy the night before the fight. I don't know. I wasn't too, I guess, nervous. It was one of those things for me that like I was there. It was too late at that point.
You've done everything you can.
Yeah, just kind of, I guess, accept the situation. Just go about my business.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
Just get it done, and you're doing the same. I was speaking to one of the female fighters from a couple of PCRs ago, and she was saying that she left she was very much a thought of every moment. She said when she closed her bedroom door, she just thought, I'm going to walk back through here in like 2 hours, and I'm either going to be the champ or I'm going to not won the fight, kind of thing. And she broke down every part of it, like when she got in the lift, she thought, okay, next time I get in the lift, it's all going to be over. I know, but that's how she dealt with it. And I suppose everyone's got to deal with it in their own way.
Yeah.
Because it's daunting. Imagine being a professional fighter, and getting a world title shot.
Yeah, I feel that would be very
Could you imagine?
Yeah. It's like, I guess as well, professional fighter, it's not just like 10 weeks of work leading up to that.
No.
Normally, what, years?
Yeah, I put in 10 years to get to this point.
Yeah.
Imagine the stress. How's the composure they must have?
Yeah. Surely they would have to, I guess it'd be part of your training, right? Make sure you're not getting freaked out on the night. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd just panic. That's what I wouldn't do, man. I wouldn't be good at it, so I don't intend to lose too much. So, you also mentioned in your feedback to me, which you got to me finally. Thanks.
Yeah.
How long did that sit with you, EZY BAKE? About 3 or 4 weeks.
A lot longer than it should have. Yeah, I found it real hard to like go, what to talk about here. It's a weird thing, kind of thinking about
talking about yourself.
Yeah,
it's just what you're into. It's what you're interested in,
yeah.
and it lets me, do a bit of research, and because people have said they're into certain things, and I have no idea what it is, so I got to know what to ask, so I don't sound too silly. But mental health brought up. It was your last PCR. PCR 10 is when I spoke to the people. There was this talk or this awareness of mental health in that group like nothing I've seen, because it went from every group of people is very different in the sense of they all seem to have the same kind of values and what's important to them. It's very much a family orientated thing I've seen this time around. Obviously, people with kids and understanding. But you went through back in 10. A lot of people had mental health sort of awareness or maybe concerns, or have been through some stuff. So, how about you? What happened? What happened to, I guess, make you aware of your need for strong mental health?
I think it was got to a big point for me. I think for a lot of people as well, like that COVID period, kind of coming down to Perth, being by myself, away from my family, spending a lot of time, by yourself. If you're not out with mates or anything, you come back home. I lived at college when I first moved down to Perth, but it was like a 1-bedroom apartment.
So you didn't know anyone?
By yourself. I knew like a handful of people from Geraldton, but my schoolmates all stayed in Geraldton.
Which uni?
I went to Curtin, but I stayed at Tommy Moore, which is one of the UWA colleges.
Yeah. Only because I was exposed to it for the first time recently. How small is the accommodation? Like this room, it wasn't even that long, and the width of it was the width of his queen size bed was touching both walls. Couldn't get out both sides. It was a horrific situation for this man, and this was out. I probably shouldn't bag it, but this is up at Mount Lawley.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was not great. I think his girlfriend in there as well. Her crap was everywhere. I was like, Jesus.
We only had a king single. Wasn't even like a double bed or a queen bed. Which when I started dating someone made it interesting.
Oh, two people can't sleep in a king single, mate. Yeah. It just can't be done.
Yeah, not comfortable at all.
Sorry, mate, I did cut you off there. So in COVID, you're here, you're by yourself, feeling the isolation?
Yeah, so I think kind of going through that period, I was living by myself at the time, and then COVID happened. I wasn't enjoying my job at the time, didn't enjoy the area of accounting that I was in. Just didn't really click with me. And then COVID hit, spending all this time by yourself, living by yourself.
Working from home?
Yeah, working from home.
All day behind a computer?
Yeah. And not enjoying, I guess, the work itself. It kind of just became this weird, box of not enjoying anything. And I had a few mates I was trying to talk to, but it was hard in COVID. You didn't really have too much to talk about with anyone because no one was doing anything.
And everyone's got their own stuff as well.
Yeah. And so it came, I guess, kind of apparent to me that mental health wasn't great during that period, and did as much as I kind of could. But when you're in that space, it is kind of hard to do something about it. So kind of came out of lockdown, moved in with a mate who moved down to Perth, and he ended up working FIFO, so it was still
by yourself.
By myself, and then changed jobs. That was it was a good start for me, but I had also then started going down the route of getting diagnosed with ADHD, which is a bit of a weird thing to kind of go through as an adult. Kind of grow up feeling like you think differently to most people around you, or fidgeting all the time, or kind of I guess act the same way that your peers in school do. So then I ridiculous struggle sleeping. So I went to the doctor, going not feeling great. I just can't sleep. I can't sleep at all. My old man has issues sleeping as well, so I thought might as well go see if I get like sleeping tablets or something.
Yeah.
Explained it all, and the doctor just looked at me and was like, "Oh, do you have ADHD?" I was like, "Oh, no, I don't think so." Gave me like a questionnaire to fill out and scored like quite highly on that, and then went down the route of getting formally diagnosed, which is a whole hassle in itself.
I heard that some people know they've got it, but the rigmarole they got to go through to get the correct medication, they just give up in the end.
Yeah, I've spoken to a fair few people about it that I've said the same. But going through that process was quite good for me. And I guess like started learning a lot more about myself after that diagnosis, being able to like kind of, I guess, recognize some of the thought patterns that I was going through myself, and then a bit more about, I guess, what I need out of life to like function as like the best version of myself, really, which can be different to like a lot of other people. And when you kind of, I guess, start accepting that and going like, maybe it's not a bad thing, or you're not different or weird compared to everyone around you, it's just you. Things started getting a bit better for me, and big thing for me is I start to feel like really stagnant or feel like I'm moving backwards if I'm not actively working towards something.
Yeah.
I don't have this, what's the next challenge in life? What's the, what am I doing on a day-to-day basis that I'm working towards? And that was, I guess, where kind of PCR, the first PCR kind of stepped in for me, was I was starting to feel like I wasn't going anywhere. I was like moving backwards in life, and
so you needed
stagnant.
It makes sense now why neither of you guys pulled out.
Yeah. So I'd seen like the event around a little bit before, and the place I used to work, one of the directors there is like mates with Glenn, so he'd been speaking about PCR a bit, and I was like, that seems like something I'd be interested in doing. Signed up and kind of got selected, and it was a big, I guess, turning point for me, like having that thing to work towards. And it was, once I had that locked in, it was, now it's real. Now you have something every day to kind of work towards, and end up just learning so much about myself even in the prep before PCR started, and kind of recognising what I need to kind of move forward in life, or feel I guess like a good version of myself. So that first PCR was quite like, I guess, transformational for me personally. Just for like a quiet person, but even just like the confidence that you come with like afterwards, going like, I've done this thing, I've worked as hard as I could for 8 weeks. I've trained. I've ended up getting in the ring. I think it was like one of my best mates. Coming out of it, even though I didn't win, it was still like I couldn't believe that I actually like achieved it. Didn't think that I would do something like that in my life before that point. And then ever since then, it's just kind of been, okay, recognise now these sort of challenges, things like that, really are good for me and helpful. So obviously not sustainable to just try and train for fights your whole life, or constantly be doing these challenges, but kind of having that idea in my head of, what am I going to do to challenge myself, to learn more about myself, to be the best version of myself, that I guess works really well for my mental health, to kind of keep me in check of those, the thoughts that kind of sneak in of, you're moving backwards, you're not going anywhere, what's the point in waking up tomorrow, what's the point in kind of doing this? It's, for me, it's more like I have a point, I'm looking at the point, and it's just been really good for me to then, I guess, connect with like my family as well, because I'm a lot happier person personally, and I feel like I'm becoming a better version of myself to then be a better brother to my family, son, mate, So yeah, first PCR was huge for me. So been trying to expand on that in the second one. I signed up for the second one because I was going through, I guess, there was a bit going on in my life in the back half of last year. And I was like, what am I kind of going to do? I don't know what to challenge myself with at this point in time. I saw one of the ads on Instagram for PCR applications closing soon. And that just, I was like sitting on it for a few days, thinking about it. And I walked down, we have our cardboard cutouts in the living room. Walked out and saw Dan's, and I was like,
"Oh, you got to get it done."
What? I'm going to sign up again. Signed up again, and yeah, it's just one of those things for me personally, having that challenge from. I know that I can get in the ring. This time around, it's how much better can I do, or how much can I expand on the last time I did it.
When, just step back a tiny bit there, when you were diagnosed officially, prior to, I guess, I'm not sure if you're taking any medication, that's completely up to, that's your business, but I mean, the moment that it was, I guess, official, did you start almost feeling better because it made sense? Like straight away?
Yeah, it was quite a weird experience. It's talking to a few people can kind of like, it's almost like a grieving process, people can say, because it's like you get this, I guess, validation or confirmation that these things that are happening, or the struggles that you have are not just, you're not just struggling because you're lazy, or a lot of people can kind of feel like there's something wrong with them because they just can't do what other, I guess, like neurotypical people can in some areas. So that like validation is like, it's I guess like wave of relief, going like, I know this now. I know that I've been diagnosed, so I know that there's something I can do about it. But it's also kind of that, like as an adult, like what if I knew earlier? What could have changed in my life earlier, or like the opportunities I like missed out on, or for me personally, I was a terrible student in the sense of trying to actually sit down and write schoolwork. Boring as anything for me. So found it really hard. So it was kind of like that. Like, what could I have done? What could I have achieved? What could I have like gone to uni and done? What could I have achieved at uni? What different career or something I could have gone down. So it was like, I guess, confronting thought on that side of it. But once you kind of work through that, you have to accept it at the end of the day at some point. Yeah. It doesn't do anything for you to be sitting around thinking about the what ifs. It's you know now, so what are you going to do about it now? And there's so much that you can do to work on it, or even just accept that, hey, I find this hard. Nothing wrong with that. It's just harder for me than it is for other people, which for some things in life, people can just kind of, like just sit down, just, clean your room, just do those sort of things. But when you have like ADHD and you kind of like sometimes like stuck in phases where you feel like a bit like task paralysis or something like that. Maybe today I just can't clean my room. I'll try again tomorrow. So there's like acceptance and just know that there's something you can do about it. Just changes, well, for me personally, it changed how I kind of looked at everything. It was like a big turning around point for me to kind of improve a lot of areas in my life.
You can't change the past, but the fact that you went out there and got the diagnosis, you can, we're still a long way from calling things a day. We've still got plenty of life left in us.
Yeah.
You've probably got a bit more than me. Not that old. But that's good. So, but are you, I guess, not content, but like, are you happy where you are right now compared to, say, where you were 5 years ago?
Yeah, for me,
Much
it's
better
like,
state.
yeah, night and day, really. I think as well, for me now, it's learnt enough about myself to know that if, you know, have your days, I know kind of what to do about it. And so it's that, you know, 5 years ago didn't know what to do about it, didn't understand it, to where I am now, it's like learn a lot, so I kind of know how to navigate a lot of those issues, or mental health issues, which I think was like with growing up a lot, that you just learn things as you go, learn how to deal with things a bit better. But for me, it's the more you know, the more you can kind of do about things. So constantly trying to learn about myself to, you know, this time next year I might be able to handle things even better than I am now.
How old are you now?
26.
So you got plenty of time, EZY BAKE.
Yeah.
It's you know you're not alone with that. I don't know if you've listened to some of the other people I've chatted to over the years, but I think Glenn and Nige are aware of what this event does. I mean, obviously it's there to support Saba Rose, the foundation, and to give boxers an opportunity. But it's completely life changing, this event.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe, one in particular, it has been life saving, where this person was at the end and then got the phone, like literally got the phone call, you know, like you see in a movie. And I think that's what this event can do. And you've seen how much it can. I mean, hopefully it's changed your life for the better.
Yeah, completely agree. I don't think, like, I guess part of the reason I want to, like, talk about it in forums like this is, I think the more you talk about it, the more you realise how like, I don't want to say common, because it's not a nice thought to think that it's common, but how much other people are kind of going through as well. I reckon, listening to some of the other podcasts as well, the amount of people that come on that are doing this, that are, you know, they're here for a reason other than that they want to do a boxing event.
I don't think anyone wants to be centre of attention and come home with a belt. They're all doing it for something else, which is probably why it's so successful.
Yeah. I think, like, as well, that structure of PCR, where I think Glenn and Nigel structure it very, very well with the training, that you have that consistent routine, you know what your week ahead looks like.
And Glenn's still late to training.
Should I throw that one in?
thought I'd get in there. He's probably texted me about 4 times during this conversation. And you go back through, I don't know, when you mentioned before you went through all this, and you know, unfortunately for you, you didn't get the win at PCR 10. But you go back to any, I guess, event more than 12 months ago, and someone said, "Oh, I did the PCR event." No one remembers who won and lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I do because I study it, but no one cares who won or lost. Like, they really don't.
I think, like, the first time round, I was, I guess, in the back of my mind going, like, oh, like, what if I do lose? It's going to be embarrassing. But, like,
not at all.
I think after you go through that training camp as well, you have so much more, like, respect for the people that are getting in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
With the fights that you're watching, because it takes a lot to get in the ring, and then even talking to people afterwards, like, even when I just told them that I did that, there was people just going like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got in the ring." People that I was speaking to didn't even ask if I won or lost. They were just like,
no one cares.
Yeah.
People just think the ball's on you to get in there. What percentage you must be in to have gone in? If you really look at it, you go, all right, how many people out of 100 have fought in a boxing match in front of more than 1,000 people?
Yeah. Wouldn't be too many.
It would be 0.01.
Yeah.
I reckon, in all honesty, I reckon it could be more. Like, as in, like, less likely. Just no one. You in such a small minority.
Yeah.
And you should be proud of that. And you can say I've done it twice.
Yeah.
That's something else.
I think being able to do it twice is quite cool. I think it's really cool that Glenn and Nige, like when returning fighters kind of apply for it or want to do it again, it's not like, oh, you've done it before, you don't get to do it again.
No.
It's quite cool to see everyone kind of come back and go for round two. I think it speaks volumes to the event that people are so willing to come back.
I think they're always welcoming for people to come. Not everyone. There's a couple of people that I'm not sure would get another go, but there hasn't been anyone that I would not welcome back to the PCR. You have to ask Nigel and Glenn. Their opinion, they share that opinion. I think Glenn does it with one person in particular, but that's how. And I hope people do realise how well, firstly, the effort that it is for some of you guys, like what you do and the achievement, but also for the boxers, what kind of opportunity this is for you. And you got picked, and there's a lot of people that didn't get picked. And I mean, I'm guessing that you appreciate it. You do respect how much work goes into it, and how lucky I guess you were to be picked initially, and then have the opportunity to come back.
Yeah, when I put in my application initially, it was, I guess, a bit of a throwaway application almost, because you're like, oh, I'll put this in there. The first one? But yeah, the first one. Yeah. So I put it in there, but I don't know whether I'm not expecting, I guess, to get selected. Mm-hmm. So then, when I did get selected to it, I was like, oh my god, this is actually
and
quite
you
cool.
went down.
And then for both of us.
So that there, I need to say it out loud, that's the number of applicants.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was more than I thought.
Yeah.
So, and I'm having a guess, and I think after the training videos that Ludox and all the trainers, all the fighters have been doing, now everyone is fully aware of what goes into it and the event. I would not be surprised if that number doubles for next year.
Yeah, I think it's, with, I guess, them doing that once a year, but the media this time around's been great.
Ah, yeah. Lloyd's right onto it.
Yeah.
Good on you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Lloyd, I will give Lloyd a hard time, actually, before I do say anything else. Lloyd is an excellent photographer. I will not deny that, but also Lloyd sent me some. Did I show you your cutouts? There it is. It's already open.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So this is all that happened was when you cut out, you know how you edge out around people?
Yeah.
So this is, check out your ankles.
I got skinny ankles as is.
And, where is it? This one here. Oh, what's happening here? What's going on with this? It's this one here. You're actually missing a large portion of your arm there. Have you got a tattoo in that section of your arm?
Yeah.
Right there?
Oh, that might be the gap in between.
Show a couple of your arm. Oh, that is the gap. Yeah. Oh, lucky. Oh, yeah, lucky. Yeah. Because I redid that. Look at those boots you got on there. Anyway, that's all been fixed. Don't worry about that.
I wore my sneakers in the first.
I do remember that.
Yeah. After getting that cardboard cutout, I was like, why did I wear those sneakers? It looked stupid. So I was prepared this time.
I had a bit of a joke about Paul King wearing his New Balances. He's got the old classic New Balance. Have a look. I've got it here. Anyhow, I gave him, where is this thing? Jeez, Paul King. Where are you, Paul? So Paul King has, no, that's not it. What is happening? What have I done here? Anyway, Paul's got some white shoes on. It looks like he should be mowing the lawn. And I gave him a hard time. And I look back on it now, and I just think, you couldn't get something that actually matches Paul King better. Being 56, being he's way bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Yeah. Tall. I always thought, okay, he's about 5'8", 5'9". I stood next to him at the boxing the other night and I went, Jesus.
He's tall.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
The hammer. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, Paul, I'm actually glad that you wore those shoes, and I take back me giving you a hard time because it is just pure Paul King. It's just it's the casual Sunday shoes. Good on you, Paul King. A lot of people did wear fight shoes this time. We're looking at doing kickboards as well, like a big board with your sponsor across in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
But we were looking at that, and then that got way too hard, so we opted against it. All right, let's get back onto you, mate. You're trying to find meaning and purpose in life. Is that all coming down to, I guess, I mean, you're 26. Do you feel at times that you're in, not a rush, but do you feel like time is against you a little bit? Like, do you feel like I can't waste another day?
A little bit. I think like COVID definitely adds to that. Then
COVID really got you, did it?
I think it's just like that. Didn't like that period of time where I guess I hadn't been like traveling or seen much of the world before that. Just like that time in your life where you speak to people and they're like, oh, my early 20s is the best time of my life, and think about it. Oh, well, I sat in my house and worked at home and was locked down, couldn't really do anything. That for a little bit after that, definitely felt that like you want to like make up for lost time,
playing catch up.
And I think there's so much like going on. I feel like access to so much information these days, and everything gets thrown at you, that you see everything going on around you, that I think you can like fall into that trap of trying to keep up with the Joneses and
social media, mate.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about it. Spoken openly about it. Not a fan.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not huge on it either.
It's not real though.
Yeah.
So much of it is not real.
Definitely.
How awesome are people on social media? How many times are people at parties on boats?
Yeah.
I've never been to a party on a boat, and there's some people frolicking weekly on boats.
It must be nice.
It must be nice. It must be very nice. And the festivals they're at, someone's always on someone's shoulders at a concert.
Yep.
None of that happens.
No.
Oh, it does happen, but it doesn't happen as much.
It's never as good as it looks.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. And could you imagine going out thinking, all right, I got to make this look like an awesome event, like I'm having the time of my life.
Too much
that.
Stress.
Oh, imagine the drama.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be too much effort for me. I wouldn't be into that. But I see some people are, and some people claim they make some money. I don't believe it. But they claim they allegedly make a living off it. Personally, I think they're a bunch of lies. But that's just my opinion, once again. So you're doing PCR here. You done skydiving.
Yeah. That was
How was that? Where'd you do that?
So the September after PCRX, like joking around, going like, me and Dan are going to be mates afterwards. We actually went on a holiday to New Zealand together.
Right.
We went and like travelled around for a bit, and then we did skydiving, bungee jumping, some like canyon swing, and then went and did a festival called Snow Machine, just like snowboarding for 4 days with music afterwards at night. So skydiving was one of those.
This is all in New Zealand.
Yeah.
4-day snowfest.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Grelka Fest?
No.
That's another conversation we've got to have later.
Okay.
It's the Russian version of Cancun in the snow.
All right.
Oh, it looks fantastic. It looks horrific, but I'm obsessed with it. Anyway, sorry, keep going. You're on this holiday.
Yeah, so it was a bit of, I guess, like, we wanted to do as much as we kind of could. Did sightseeing, but then there's cool bungee jumping and skydiving in New Zealand, so we thought might as well do it while we're on this holiday. Skydiving was one of those interesting ones where I thought that would be way worse or like scarier than it was. It was a weird experience because you hop in the plane and you get strapped to this person and you can't move. You're strapped to them and you're stuck. And then they tell you, all right, this is what's going to happen. The doors are going to open. we're going to sit on the edge, and we're going to fall out, and you just need to do this. And so it was one of the, like, once you're there, you don't have a choice at that point.
You got no say in it.
Yeah, the person you're strapped to is going out of the plane, so you're going along with them. Whereas the bungee jump, you have to, strap you in with the ankles, you got to walk to the edge. Leave this countdown, you got to actually jump
by yourself
off the edge. That was a very weird, like, experience, just jumping into this, huge
abyss,
canyon. Yeah. But both, like, very, very cool experiences.
Skydiving, is it you get that big rush of adrenaline at the start, then your body balances or something? Is that how it works?
I mean, I guess talk to my experience, but I definitely had, like, huge rush of adrenaline, heart pumping, going like, oh my god.
Whole way?
Until, I guess, maybe like halfway through the free fall, and then you kind of get used to it, and the guys behind you is like, we're going to take photos, you can pull funny faces or whatever. I got afterwards to try and find a photo. You wear these glasses, these goggles.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And like a cap. And Dan, his cap started coming off, so he's got this chin strap stuck around his head, and then his goggles are like floating off over the top as well. So in all the photos of his free fall, he's got his cap halfway across his face and the glasses.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah. But then when they pull the chute and you're, however high up you are, you're like gliding over the incredible scenery in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's just one of those things where you're like, how is this real? Everything you kind of see. It's incredibly peaceful up there as well. It's one of those, like, I feel like not too many people do skydiving as well, but it's a cool experience. I guess it's a bit humbling in the sense you really realise like how like small you are as a person, how large the world is, but being able to see it from that angle is just incredible.
I think people are maybe becoming a little bit more aware of it due to drones at the moment. Like, you send a drone 100 metres into the straight up, and you can see stuff which you cannot comprehend. Maybe it's because Perth's so flat, we don't get up on top of a mountain and see everything. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's very flat.
Very flat. Oh, yeah. I didn't realise how bad it was until I went down to Albany. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Compared to Perth. You're going to travel after the event, I heard?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
2 weeks after PCR.
Nice.
I fly to Kathmandu, and I'm doing Everest Base Camp.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
Always wanted to do that.
Have you seen the
is Kathmandu, is that where they've got that real short runway? What place is that? Seen that?
They do have a very small airport there, because to get to where you start the base camp, you got to fly. Apparently it's a bit of a sketchy, like, fly into it.
Can imagine health and safety through the roof around Kathmandu.
Yeah. But yeah, doing that for 12 days, which would be cool. Always wanted to do that, so decided to do that. I'd love to do actual, like, full Everest one day, but that's incredibly expensive.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And I heard that it's not like you see in the photos. Like, in the sense.
Yeah.
God, sorry, mate. It's yawning in the middle of this. It's I reckon it's like a line of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's been, like, popularised a lot more over, like, last probably like 5-10 years.
And you get to the top and you get 2 minutes there, then you got to get back down.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it would be disappointing to do it, but it would be
it's
cool.
One of those things.
I
think base camp will be enough.
Yeah. So I'll find out.
I've always wanted to see it. I've always wanted to go to base camp and just actually see it. Not go up it. Not crazy. I just want to see it.
Yeah.
I just, as long as, imagine if you, I'm not trying to jinx it at all here, but when you get off that airplane, just don't roll an ankle on that. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing an ankle? I've seen some people that are claiming they're going to walk to base camp. I don't know how it ever went, but I'm like, man, you struggle upstairs. How the hell are you going to get through that rocky terrain to base camp?
Yeah, they recommend you do, like, training before it.
PCR training.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
thinking sure.
should shadow box the whole way. That's that.
Just like a bit of a rocky moment running up in base camp.
And anywhere else besides Kathmandu? Where is that, Nepal?
Nepal.
Should know that, yeah.
And then I fly from Nepal to Germany, and I'm doing a couple of weeks in Europe. I'm going to travel around Germany, doing Amsterdam, and then flying to Croatia and doing Sail Croatia.
Okay. Have you got family there?
No.
Where's the oven's name come from?
I think it's English. I think it was Ovenston, and then somewhere along the line the tin got lost.
Okay.
So I don't know the full.
Ovenston's
origin.
probably in the Midlands or something. Maybe on the west coast of the UK.
Yeah, and I think came over
Somewhere around there.
Convict at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same as the old days.
Yeah.
we stole a loaf of bread 200 years ago. We ended up here. There is no way. If you see my family history, there's no way we were the good guys. We were criminals. Jeez, imagine. Wonder what the Austins were. That was security. That was security on the boats. Oh, jeez. So, where are we? Back into it. Let us get back into this PCR. Has anyone had any? I think we did briefly go over it. Anyone had any concerns about you doing this event? It's anyone that says, "Listen, EZY Bakes, we know what happened with the cheat Daniel Doomsday, and we know he loves to get his shirt off, but." How is there people that have been not negative but shown any concern about you doing it again?
I think no. To be honest, probably more support this time around than first time around. And I think it was more mum, dad were just nervous,
Hesitant first time.
Yeah, dad doesn't like fighting at all or any like combat sports. Then mum's always how mums are worried they're going to get hurt.
Is Dan helping you at all?
He's been done a little bit of sparring with him, kind of leading up to it.
Is he coming on the night?
Yeah.
Is he going to wear his belt from PCR 10? He should do. He should do.
That'd actually be kind of funny.
That'd be very funny.
Rip it off him at the end.
Should do it. Call him out.
Yeah.
Let's go again. No, couldn't do that. Don't do that to me. So everyone has been good with it. I suppose they have seen you do it before, but... And they saw that you didn't get hurt, you could definitely hold your own. Yeah,
I think if maybe that first fight went a bit differently, might have got what are you doing? But everyone's been very supportive. Some people were just more keen to go to the event again, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's a fantastic event, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
How would you describe it, someone? Because the photos don't do it justice. Someone said describe the PCR to me, the event itself.
I feel like it's a hard one to describe because it's one of those things until you're there on the night and actually experiencing it.
It feels different.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Just walking that ballroom, it feels strange, and it still feels like that to me when I walk in. I get nervous.
Yeah, I feel like there's not many places where you have so many small groups of people supporting people that are in the event. So there's always there was so much energy in that room. Everyone's at their tables. I guess alcohol probably
I think it's the black tie.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea. I don't know where that came from.
Adds a very different element to it.
It is. It just brings it makes it classy. Yeah. And I think everyone enjoys it a bit more because the guys get dressed up and we go, oh yeah, we'll just chuck a black suit on, we're fine, out the door. Let's get under that 7.5 hours drink package. But I do know how much the ladies do appreciate getting dressed up and looking lovely for the evening.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. Everyone's loving it.
Yeah. It's a great event. Always, whenever I talk to people about it, I recommend they go to one.
Okay. Something I just scrolled down and realised I skipped over, and this was actually going to be one of my main talking points. You're what I like to call a muso. Tell me, EZY Bakes, what instruments are you fluent on? Well, not fluent on. Ones that you can pull out at a party and say, gather round, ladies. It's about to get real. Lock up your girlfriends. EZY Bakes is on the piano. What? What do you got?
So I'm one of those people who likes to just try to play a bit of everything.
I like it. Me too.
But
Got a trumpet up there, mate. You can see it. Does need a clean. I got a chanter down there. I'm trying to learn the bagpipes.
Oh, really? I bet your neighbours love that.
Oh, no, it's a chanter. You see what a chanter is?
No.
Keep talking about this. Keep talking about your instruments while I try to find this bloody thing.
So main instruments, drums, and then guitar, play a little bit of bass, and muck around a bit on like the keyboard. I'd love to play like a cello or something.
Nice. I'd
love to learn.
A big haunting cello or something.
Yeah.
The electric drums. We just got a set of Alessis. I think they're called Alessis drums. Very, very good. They're electric drums. I don't know why we didn't just buy normal ones, because all my son does is run it through the speaker and it's twice as loud. It gives me the shits. This is a chanter. So this is
one of them before.
So this is, it's not a recorder. This is what you use to learn the bagpipes, and it is a very unique sound. I will try to play it into this microphone. Hold your ears in case it's too loud. So this is what you use, so you don't have to listen to the full volume again. It does sound better like that when someone actually knows how to play it. This is very new to me as well. So this is my next thing. I think it's like a reed. Yeah, you got a reed in there.
That's quite cool.
It is.
Don't have to piss off the neighbours with the sound of the bagpipes.
Oh, could you imagine? Imagine that thing screaming.
Yeah.
Well, they put up with the piano and the trumpet a lot as well. So, but they're good neighbours. So you play a bit, and you played at Sydney Opera House. What instrument?
Drums.
Nice. What school did you go to?
It's called Nagel Catholic College in Geraldton.
In Geraldton, yeah. How'd you end up at the Sydney Opera House?
So I was doing did a
crowded house. Just they needed someone.
Yeah,
they said, "EZY Bakes, get on over here."
Yeah. Anyone know the drums? Just stood up and rocked the house down.
Yeah.
I was doing a music class at school, and there was a kid there who taught drums at the school. He was like a student as well. He was like, "Oh, does anyone have a go on the drums during music class?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." I was like, "This is cool. I actually really like drums. Quite fun." And so started looking at doing lessons, and the music teacher at school lived like a little bit up the road from us. And so she was like super willing to help out, kind of get me in touch with people, and started doing a few drum lessons. And then
must be a bit harder in a small town as well. Not a small town, but a smaller town to find teachers and things like that.
There's like one or two music shops with a handful of teachers. But when she was like, "Yeah, I'll help you get lessons or anything like that," she was like, "Oh, the school has a concert band. It would be good if you kind of join that. You get a couple of lessons to do it." And at the time I was like, "I just want to play drums. I don't have a drum kit at home."
Yeah,
sure, I'll join the concert band. And then 3 months later, they're like, "Oh, so we're actually going to go to a school in those performance competitions over in Sydney. Need to learn all this music, and then we'll go over there, perform at a bunch of different places, including the Sydney Opera House." I was the drummer at the time for that band, so like,
what kind of band? Like a concert band or a jazz band?
Yeah, concert band.
So you didn't get to really let go. It was more like the big, heavy drums and the cymbal and the big crash and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was we got to play like a few, I guess, like normal songs, but then there was some that were just more like snare charts and things like that.
Okay. She didn't bust out a bit of Song 2 by Blur. Oh, what a riff that is. Yeah. That's a classic. That's one of the best, isn't it? So I do like a bit of that.
But yeah, so I got to, anyone that's into music in Australia, the idea of performing at the Sydney Opera House, no matter, I guess, what capacity, it's cool. It's a cool idea. So yeah, I think it was year 9 at school.
Did you appreciate it at the time?
I think not as much as I would now, because I guess still pretty young in year 9. Don't really, I guess, understand the kind of idea that not many people get to perform at the Sydney Opera House. It's the Sydney Opera House.
Oh yeah.
But definitely was like, this is a cool experience. Got to also like perform at like in Elizabeth Quay, or not Elizabeth Quay.
Circular Quay.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Which was quite cool as well. But it was a cool experience. It's not the like coolest thing telling people I was in school band.
Yeah.
But saying I was at a school band and got to perform at the Sydney Opera House, it's quite a cool thing. My parents flew over to watch as well, which was quite cool. Yeah. Dad surprised me when we were performing on the day, and they came and watched, which was cool as well.
I must be proud.
Yeah.
That's what a benefit. You know, you said like all your mates are out there travelling and partying and everything when they're like 21 and 22, and you were sort of trapped. You were stuck in during COVID. I think that if you travel a lot when you're 18 and 19, all you want to do as a male is drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, chase women, and that's all you want to do. You don't appreciate it. I think if anything, you're in a better spot where is if you go now, you're going to go to places. If you say go through Europe, have you been to Europe before?
When I was like a lot younger.
Okay,
yeah.
But you're going to go there now, and you're going to appreciate it so much more. You're going to be able to go places and go, oh, this happened at this location. Whereas you tell an 18-year-old, oh yeah, Napoleon marched his troops down here, down the Champs-Elysees in Paris. He's like, I don't give a crap. Yeah. Let's go get drunk. Yeah. But now, I think that's going to be a benefit for you.
Yeah, I do agree. I think like thinking about what I would have wanted to go travel to do when I was like younger would be nothing like what I want to go do now. I think as well like maybe just like being a bit older, the idea of doing like solo traveling and just like meeting people as you go. It's a lot less daunting. It's like when I'm older now, then I think I would have been like 18, 19. Also that like, there's so many different sites to see in Germany, or the like World War II. Oh,
the history
over there.
History they got there.
I think it's all going to be incredible, but I don't think I would have appreciated it at 18 or 19.
No, you don't on a Kontiki tour?
Yeah, I mean, I'm finishing the trip with like Kontiki, so Croatia. So I guess I do a bit of, admiring the history in Germany.
I thought you meant admiring the history on a Kontiki tour. No, that's not what happens on a Kontiki tour.
No.
STDs happen on a Kontiki tour. But getting back to your music, though, music is, I believe, this is my opinion, music, being able to play music is definitely a dying... What's the word? It's just a talent that people don't have anymore because everything obviously is electronic, or not everything, but so many things are electronic. It's going to be a lot easier to make music on a computer. Yeah. Plus, and this is the big thing, it's what people don't want to admit, it takes effort. It takes commitment.
Yep.
And you got to learn those scales. You don't have to. But I remember learning scales on the piano. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? I just want to be Elton John here. I just want to be impressing these women at a party. So having an interest in it enough to be able to play a musical instrument, I think it's a great thing. And whether it's a guitar or a trumpet or a chanter, maybe play that thing better than me, or drums, whatever it is, I think it's a skill that we're going to get less and less of. And I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think like practice sucks, actually having to practice music.
It does, doesn't it? But how much better can you get in 20 minutes? You play something, I can't play this, 20 minutes later you can. Yeah. It's like boxing. It's like a jab cross.
Just got to do it over and over again.
Repetition. But if you enjoy it, it's trying to enjoy what you're doing. That's the key.
Yeah, I think it's good skill to have. Even just like a good hobby to have. That's not like sitting at home watching TV
or gaming.
Yeah,
you're a gamer.
Like socially with mates, but not.
What game? This will be good. This will be class. This will be pure EZY BAKE oven. What is it?
Just typical Call of Duty.
I got NBA Jam, so I don't even play online. That's too much for me. It's too much stress. Well, I'm glad. I hope you stick with it. I say that with any instruments. Why don't they teach decent instruments at school? When you think about school,
the recorder.
The recorder. School. My son goes to a school. Excellent school, by the way. It's a local one here. And they have, I reckon, 15 ukuleles, which is a great instrument to learn on. You hang it on the wall, and they don't teach them. Breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And they're playing the recorder.
I feel like even the kids would enjoy ukulele.
Oh, yeah. 3 strings. They're not. 4 strings. They're nylon. They don't cut your fingers like a brass one do on a acoustic.
Teach them Riptide in 2 classes. Where they'd go.
You know it. A bit of I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. Just pull that out around a campfire on the beach. No one, you tell me any man that's pulled out a recorder at a party and women have swooned.
I'd be very
0.
impressed. Yeah.
Imagine if someone did, though. Imagine if someone pulled out a recorder and just cut it up.
Yeah.
That'd be unbelievable.
That would be unbelievable.
That would be someone's go, you put in a lot of work on a recorder.
Yeah.
You do not have a girlfriend, do you? Yeah, I do not.
What are you doing with your life?
You're going places. Oh, geez, how do we get on that? We're talking about your music. Anyhow, let's get back to this PCR. Mate, we've been gas bagging for a while. Hour and a half is gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Time flies. I know, oh, mate. I know. It's not, probably none of it's even on the questions that I ask you. What team will you be on? Of course, you're going to be on Blue.
Blue.
How do you feel about it? If they said go on the red team, what would you say? Get out of my face. I think Nigel's a good fit for you, actually. I think Nigel...
Yeah.
Nigel. Jesus. Glenn is a good fit for you. I think Glenn will bring something out of you. I know he did on the last time he fought.
Yeah. I think so too. I like the Blue team. I think it's definitely one of those things when you get put in the team, you instantly have that, like...
That's it.
Yeah, that loyalty.
Like Mongy.
Yeah.
That guy's got problems. How much? What about Abernathy? You ever met Justin Abernathy? He's got real problems. That's it. Everything blue. He's got the tattoo that says 11 and 2 on his arm.
Oh, really?
Strange man. He's just had a son. Son or daughter? I'm not sure. Our child. Congratulations. Showtime. Sorry. Keep going there.
I think like the first time around, like wondering which team. Both coaches obviously have very different like personalities and styles. But I think for me, I quite like Glenn's very much to the point, no bullshit.
Oh, he doesn't sugarcoat stuff, does he?
Yeah, which I quite like. Just tell me exactly what you want. Be like blunt, yell at me. I don't really mind. I like when people just like I guess to the point. So
I think Nige does too, but just in a different way.
Yeah,
I think he just doesn't swear as much. Pretty much they say the same things, as one swears and one doesn't.
Yeah, actually, that is very true.
If you go back,
it like fires me up a bit more having Glenn yelling at me on bag sprints.
That thing. You go back and listen to your fight because I wasn't looking at it before. If you listen, you can hear Glenn in the corner just going berserk, and you've seen him during the fights.
Yeah, could actually like couldn't hear much in the ring, but could hear Glenn yelling at me.
Yeah. And by fight 13. You see him, he comes out in the full 3-piece suit, looking absolutely fantastic. Sponsored by Milano Menswear this time around. I heard that's where they're getting their suits. So he's going to look fantastic, fight 1. By fight 13, he looks average. He's got a T-shirt, lucky to have shoes on. So, what were we even talking about? I just cut you off then. I'm way over tight here. So you're going to be a blue team. So you're happy to be on blue team? Always going to be on blue team. No one's ever changed.
Yeah.
No one's going to change.
Yeah. I don't think you'd want to.
No. Imagine that. Imagine if you went to the red team. Imagine the grief you would cop from...
Oh, Glenn would be relentless.
You know your opponent, Angus Osgood. You've done a bit of sparring with him?
A little, like tiny bit.
How much taller is he than you? It was deceptive.
I think a little bit, not too much.
How tall are you?
180.
What's that, about 5'10"?
Oh, close to 6 foot.
Oh, is it? Sorry, okay. Yeah. Oh, with those boots on, 6 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. What would he be? He's a little bit taller. I've got the stats here.
I think he probably would be 6 foot without
Angus
shoes on.
Osgood, 183. So not that much taller.
Not much.
Some of these heights and weights that people have submitted, very, very suspect.
Yeah. I think as well, he had, like, when we did the matchups, he had a hat on that was sitting off his head.
Make it a bit taller.
A bit taller. If
you don't believe me, you know James Osteler? Jimmy Osteler? 187. That's not true.
Yeah.
You are not 6'3" Jimmy Osteler. He's a good man. Jimmy Osteler is another one that you have got to watch out for. That man is handy.
Yeah.
He's going to be good. There's going to be some touches. I can't pick any of these people. That's why I don't. That's why I sit on the fence. Of course, the name EZY Bakes stands out. Probably one of the greatest. I reckon it's up there. Probably, I reckon, second best of all time.
Oh, second best,
I know.
I'll take that.
I do like it. Jade Hot Tabasco Amanasco
That one
still is outstanding, and it hurts me a lot because Glenn Austin came up with it. That's why I can't believe I'm agreeing with it. So Jade, EZY Bakes is second. I just refer to you as EZY Bakes. I think I put that. I did there, even the top. I didn't even put your name in. I put EZY Bake.
Yeah, I didn't like when I put in that fight name. I didn't think as many people would just start calling me EZY Bake.
EZY Bake.
But yeah, it gets thrown around a bit nowadays.
I've referred to you at training as simply EZY Bake, and people know. People who this is before you even submitted your name.
Yeah.
People knew who you were. Imagine that. Imagine you should get sponsored by EZY Bake. Come out with a little oven. That should be in there. Yeah, come out. No, what you should do is get Daniel Day. Once you've got it, just go and then reach out and just go, oh, that's right, there you go. Ditch the EZY Bake. We're on to fight music now. What are you dropping on me? What's EZY Bake coming out to?
I think it's going to be big dogs. I'm not going to get that. It's the AWGS.
Big Dogs. One of the fighters' nickname's Big Dog.
Oh, really?
Ash Matthewman. I'm sure it is. Who's it by?
That's
Humankind?
Yeah. I think it's like...
Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a listen to this. Is it from... Jesus Christ. I should pay the $2 a year and get YouTube Premium. How far in are we talking?
Yeah, probably about there.
About there? Let's have a listen to this bad boy.
Oh. Yeah. It's a great song.
I didn't know the name of this song. They're using this massive for the NBL, I reckon.
Yeah.
Is that the one with all the promos?
It's everywhere, the song.
This is quite a good song. I actually had no idea what this song was, and when you were reading it out then, I was about to tear it up and say some very sarcastic old man things. But I actually like that song. Let's have another listen to this thing. Let's get YouTube to get me on copyright. This gets you pumped?
Yeah, so I don't think too many people notice this, but the first time around PCRX, the song that I used was called Doomslayer, and it like built up to this big drop, and then just before the drop, it goes to the Doomslayer, and then has like EDM drop. And when Dan put his boxer name as Doomsday, I was like, oh, this is going to work well.
It suits it too. Yeah.
So this time around, I don't know what Angus's fight name is, but
he doesn't have a fight. He's the only one without a fight name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm dead certain. Let's have a gander at this here. You've seen your matchups. Where are you? EZY Bakes? Done. Yeah, Angus is the only fighter because you don't have to have a fight name.
Yeah.
So he's the only one without one. Well, I respect that. He said, "No, I just want to be Angus Osgood."
I don't know how well it went down, but when we did the matchups, I posted like a little reel to Instagram, and I put in there saying like EZY Bake versus Angus, not so good.
I think. Well, he's got Vince in his corner there as one of his sponsors. I'm pretty sure. I don't think anyone takes offence to anything that goes on.
I followed him on Instagram before I posted. He didn't follow me back, so might have just riled him up before the fight.
Maybe he's just also the same as Amber. Like Amber was almost like, I got I got to switch off
Yeah.
from the other person so I can actually fight the person.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Something I just thought about, only because I was talking to April earlier today. You're aware of when you split off into the teams, you're aware of all the shenanigans that go on and the game playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't brought that up yet, but it happens so often. And there's something here. Where is it? Tell me what you think about this photo. I know if this... there she is. This photo got posted this morning. Tell me what you think of that.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you're...
I so hope you say what I'm thinking.
I feel like if I'm the opponent, I'm just thinking, oh, that's going to be easy to replicate on the night.
You don't think that's photoshopped in?
I see what you're saying now. No, I reckon it's real. Back it in.
I don't know. They're games, but as well as anyone, the games and the lies that happen in these last few weeks.
Yeah. I guess maybe trying to make yourself look worse.
And would you put
horse on the night?
Would you put a target on your nose, considering your opponent is known for ripping the body?
Oh,
see, no one. I know. It was. If this is fake, then it's an absolute masterpiece. But I think we've seen too much of it, and I think I've exposed the lie.
I was going to say I don't know how many people would get that unless you kind of explained it.
I normally talk about the games that get played, the fake injuries. Oh, the fake injuries. They drive me insane.
I'm now sporting sore ribs for the first couple of weeks, but we'll see if
how are they feeling now?
I'm feeling fine now.
They're feeling fine. They're rock solid. No, people will message me and say, this person's, I think they've torn their ACL, they're going to be out. And of course, I'm in mad panic because of the amount of work it's going to cause me. But Glenn and Nigel will be fully aware of it, like that it's not real. So if something is fake, just tell me and say, don't tell anyone that it's fake. Because
I'm stressed out redoing artwork.
I don't believe that's true. That's just me. I think that's too red. I think it's a lie. If that is a lie, it means it's on. It's coming from Nige, though. Normally Glenn's the one to start it.
I was thinking that I feel like a lot of the shenanigans I see are coming out of the blue team.
A blue team are the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I wonder why. I wonder who's the biggest child there. Give you a clue. He's the head coach. I don't know. I should actually ask her before I just bagged her out. I didn't bag her out. I just mentioned it. She cancelled on me, so I can do whatever I want.
You can say whatever you
want.
want.
I can say she can't come in here to defend it. And on the night, on the microphone, I'm just going to keep it going all night. She's going to have her hands full with April. That's what we should do very quickly so it doesn't take up too long. Let's quickly fly through these besides 15-0. So you got Georgia against Megs Brown. Handy? You got Georgia?
Yeah. I like the fight name there as well. The Sting.
The Sting.
Yeah.
Her dad is nicknamed Stinger.
Oh,
he's one of my bosses.
Yeah.
And he's been Stinger for as long as I've known him, so it does work him well. Handy. These are so close, these fights. Abby and April.
I've done a bit of sparring with April. I wouldn't want to be Abby. Throws a bit of power, April. I
don't know. I think Abby may be this dark horse. You know, there's always one.
Yeah.
I think Abby Critchell may be the EZY Bake's oven of PCR 13. Maybe. I think Abby's very capable. That's going to be close. They're handy, both of them.
They are.
Don't sleep on Jimmy James, but the fitness of Matt Wademan. Matt Wademan.
Yeah.
Can't be denied. I don't know. It's another one.
This will be a good fight.
This will be so good. Amber against Kiri.
I reckon that's like also a complete split. Like Amber seems quite quiet, and Kiri is.
You can't. She could talk. She could talk a glass eye to sleep.
But I feel like I'm going to have to back in my blue team.
You go, mate, 15-0. Just go 15-0.
Yeah.
We all know that as this one will be very good.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight.
Aneva, probably I'd have to say currently the best female fighter that we've got in this. And that's not having to go to any other female. I'm talking about experience and just what she's shown me. Plus, she's way bigger than most of them. But Mel is coming along. Can Mel peak on the night? It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. If Mel comes out, if the confidence is there.
I think that the fitness, the high rocks background as well, play into it a bit.
I can't pick that one. That one is going to be very close. Big boys, Paul the Hammer, way bigger than I thought. Cam Pallister, though, do like the man.
Yeah. Cam's actually the one person at training when I spar him. I can't figure out what to do.
He's spent so much time in that ring. Every time I go in there, he's sparring.
Yeah. Every time I come up against him, I don't know what to do here.
I think he doesn't know what's going to happen either.
Yeah.
Paul the Hammer, though, way bigger than I thought. Stood next to him for the first time, like real close to him at the boxing at Metros. I was like, Jesus Christ.
He's quite tall, yeah.
He's to be 6? Have to be 6 foot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jamie, Nicky, big boys.
Yeah.
Go either way here. This is a win for society with these two boys, where they've come from. Good on them. I hope that's a draw. I hope we get 15 draws, I'll be honest. The Juggernaut. He's so powerful. Brainy, though. What a perfect matchup this is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Geez, talk about not going easy on the returning fighters. They can never question the matchups. They can never say, oh, this person's a major sponsor. They get an easy fight. Look who we've had. We've had Trent Peterson, and we've had Hot Tabasco and Manasco, and they both didn't get the win. Very hard. Returning fighter Jared Chamberlain. Oh, here's Brady Fry. You go, oh, maybe I won't fight. But Jared Chamberlain, different man this time. Very calm. I found him very calm.
Oh,
uneasy. I found him.
I hadn't met him before this time around, but yeah, he is very, very calm bloke.
Yeah, more this time, especially in his sparring. I don't know. I like him, but I wouldn't want to cross him.
Oh.
Harge and Sheldon, these boys will be funny.
Yeah. I love Harge's boxing name. It's great.
I think these boys have agreed to make it a 2-round fight, so neither of them have got to face round 3. Sheldon's a little tough one, though.
Yeah, I reckon they'll both be head down throwing absolute bombs.
Yeah, Harge was
the whole time.
Very funny the other night. And they get along so well.
Yeah.
Have a good laugh together. Joshy against Wesley White.
I reckon Josh could be a bit of a surprise on the night.
There's another one.
Yeah.
There is so many people have got this chance to step up. I reckon there's actually, I wouldn't mind being an underdog on the night, because you don't want to be a hot favourite. You want to be the underdog.
That makes it worse if you're losing your
if you're the favourite. These two boys, see? Big dog. See the name?
Yeah.
Kano. Look how big Kane is there compared to what he's like now.
Yeah.
He's got 2 chins back there.
He's looking very fit now.
Ash Matthewman's he's wide in the shoulders. It's going to be close. Shoaib against Chaos. Shoaib, the Egyptian nightmare. He looks the part, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does look the part.
Well, it'll be an interesting one when you bring in the southpaw.
When I'm commentating on this one, I'm actually, as always, I sit on the fence. I'm probably going to have to lean towards James Chaos Calway, only because my 2 clown mates that commentate with me are mates with Adam, and I say, sit on the fence, guys, and they're like, nah, I'm just going for my mate. I was like, I don't know why you 2 are even here. Oh, EZY Bakes, when are you going to get it done?
Hopefully round 2.
Just get the win, mate. Let's not call any rounds, actually. Let's just get the win. For the Shift Realty, Will Cleggett's your major sponsor as well.
Yeah.
If you're sponsor for the round, Will Cleggett, nice work, mate. This one.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this fight. I Mike, on the first day, first couple training sessions, I was like, this man's got a bit of experience. And then
I didn't know who was going to even remotely get close to him after seeing him.
And then I saw Jared get in the ring with Will and do a bit of sparring. I was like, oh, he looks like he's a bit handy. So,
there was never a doubt these two were going to match up. Jared, he's got that South African sort of mentality, just tough and hard. He'd be so hard to put down.
Yeah.
He would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, he just would be painful to fight. I wouldn't want to fight either of them. Michael, I wonder if Michael can take his hands off. He'll probably just like try to hug him a lot. You know how he does? So touchy, Michael. And last up, quick hands Pryor against Mason, the mongrel Zooin. Well, Mason's got this. Everyone knows that.
I'm backing in Josh. Going to take the couple rounds experience over Mason's 40 seconds.
Oh, gee, they're rubbing that in against Jojo Toner. This will be close. Josh, quick hands Pryor is fantastic though.
Yeah.
But I do like the unpredictability of Mason, the mongrel Zooin. Could go either way.
It could go either way. I reckon Josh had got him.
I'm on team Mason Zooin here. I'm on the fence for 14 fights. Last fight. Get it done, Mace. I got a bet on with Mongy.
See if you can put shoes on first.
Oh, gee, he got a little bit of sunburn, and then he's fine. He's fine. We covered everything here, mate.
I think so.
I think we have. We're just coming up to 2 hours. EZY Bakes. I was happy when I saw your name on the list in December, and I was even happier when you messaged me saying I want to come in for a chat. It's long. It's overdue. It's about 2.5 years overdue, this thing. I had to sit through Daniel Doom's Day in here, mate. Jeez, that was tough work. Didn't have a shirt on for half of it. Mates, you are currently, let's have a look how far out you are. Put a timer on the, there you go, 17 days.
Soon.
So close. Mate, you are 17 days away from the return of EZY Bakes to the 13th, the Gobsmacked Perth Corporate Rumble. I want to thank you very much for spending your Wednesday afternoon coming in to chat to me. It's been great. Overdue. I have enjoyed it. I want to wish you all the best for the last 2.5 weeks of your training. And afterwards, if we get that belt before you head off on your big holiday, if you want to just come in here and even just send me a photo. Yeah, just wear the belt. Just that. No shirt. Let's do a Daniel Doom's Day in here. Thanks for coming in, mate, and I will see you at training very soon.
Thank you very much.